You said, "I'm fine." They believed you. 3 weeks later, you wanted out of the relationship, and they had no idea it was coming. Here's what actually happened in those 3 weeks, because this pattern ends more relationships than most people realize. Here's how it started. They came home late, forgot the dinner reservation, missed your work event. Whatever it was, it hurt. Your face fell. They noticed and asked, "Wait, are you mad?" You had a choice in that moment, but instead of being honest, you forced a smile and said, "No, I'm fine. It's okay." They looked relieved, moved on with their night. You told yourself you were keeping the peace, but you just taught them that "I'm fine" means the conversation is over. Week 1. You got quieter. Stopped texting first. Stopped asking about their day. Started giving one-word answers. They noticed you seemed off, but figured you were tired or stressed about work. They didn't push, but in your head you were testing them. Will they notice I'm pulling away? Will they care enough to ask what's wrong? Every day they didn't ask felt like confirmation. They don't care enough to check in. Here's the problem. They had no idea you were testing them. You said you were fine. They believed you. By week 2, something changed. You started noticing everything they did wrong. Dishes in the sink, the weekend they picked their hobby over time with you, how they scroll on their phone while you're talking. None of this bothered you before, but now it all matters. You're building a case against them without realizing it. Here's what's happening. When the big hurt doesn't get talked about, every small thing becomes proof of the big thing. The thing they forgot isn't just a mistake anymore. It's a pattern. It shows who they really are. It proves they don't prioritize you. Now you're keeping score. Every small annoyance gets added to the list. And they have no idea the list exists. Week 3 is when it got dangerous. You stopped being upset. You were calm, pleasant. You stopped picking fights. They thought things were getting better. But you weren't getting better. You were checking out. You went from, "I'm hurt and hoping they'll notice," to, "I don't care if they notice anymore." That's when the relationship actually ended. Not when you said the words, but when you stopped needing them to care. You'd already decided. You just hadn't told them yet. If you're recognizing this pattern in your relationship, we make videos to help you understand what's actually happening underneath these dynamics. Subscribe if that's useful. We post new ones every week. Then came the conversation. You told them you wanted out. They were blindsided. But you said you were fine. Where is this coming from? You said, "I gave you 3 weeks to ask if I was actually fine." You never did. The issue wasn't what they forgot. It was that they accepted "I'm fine" when everything else, your body language, your distance, your energy, said the opposite. But here's the hard part. They're not wrong to be confused. You lied. You said you were fine when you weren't. This pattern is happening in thousands of relationships right now. One person says, "I'm fine," to avoid conflict. The other accepts it to avoid discomfort. Both think they're keeping the peace. They're not. They're creating silent resentment. Something hurts. You say, "I'm fine." They believe you. Resentment builds. You pull away. Crisis. By the time you finally say something, you're not trying to fix it. You're explaining why you're done. They never saw it coming because you kept saying everything was fine. When you say, "I'm fine," and you're not, you're testing them. Will they care enough to push? When they accept it at face value, you think your feelings don't matter to them. But they can't read your mind. If you're hearing, "I'm fine," but their body language says otherwise, don't accept it. Try this. "I hear you saying you're fine, but something seems off. What's going on?" Then wait. Don't fill the silence. If you're the one saying, "I'm fine," when you're not, stop testing and be direct. Try this. "Actually, I'm not fine. I'm hurt about this and I need to talk about it." Right now, someone in your relationship is saying, "I'm fine," when they're not. or someone is accepting that answer when they shouldn't. Don't wait for the crisis. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.